Welcome to Lasers and Lace. You've got Delana and Ivy and Mal and sometimes Rain.
Sasha.
Subscribe for free on Twitch TV with Prime Gaming.
Red light.
Lasers and Lace. Well,
Okay.
It is red line,
You
red
never heard
light.
that before?
Poor Drayden over here. He's dying. Okay, I'm trying to fix the cameras. Now we randomly have a last moment Drayden edition because he started mentioning, I'm like, hey, let's get more people. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, no. Usually I don't get. Usually Thursdays are a bit longer, so I don't get home till like 7 or 8 o'clock.
Well, today you're here. Okay, I've got it working perfectly on like the 2-person thing. So forgive me, people, as you know.
You do another. You gotta mess
Oh
up,
my
make
God.
another
You should take
capture.
off the filter on mine because my walls are see-through.
Oh, we
It
are.
just adds a posterized look to it. It's fine.
Yeah, leave it alone. I don't know what the hell
Because I'm
Mal's
still,
done here.
still too lazy to figure out how to put a green screen in here. I don't know. I have like no space between my chair and the back of my bed.
Nope, that wasn't how to fix it. I don't know what Mal's done.
You turn
so
it off on yours.
It worked on. So I clicked yours, and it's like edit. Nope, bloop. Sorry guys, you're just gonna have to live with
Okay,
the
whatever.
ethereal-looking Delana, and we're gonna throw another camera in here, and we'll get somebody in here. But anyways, welcome to us. We are gonna be talking about FanFest because that is like the thing of the things here today because everybody's excited that CCP has announced the return of FanFest. Dun, dun. Oh, we got Drayden down here. I stick you in the corner, Drayden. You're in the corner. You're a bad guy.
Get in the corner.
Oh
Get
no.
in the corner, boy.
You can be under me for once. Ooh.
I'm a bottom tonight. Don't worry.
And also tonight is brought to you by Sasha's foot.
Well, she's like earlier. She's like, look, it's her foot. And I'm like, all I see is cat butt. Like, what is going on here?
It's just
But-
foot.
Okay, I have to look at this, guys. Look at. Oh, wrong page. God damn it. FanFest.
Get it together, Ivy.
I know. Like, this is why I'm not in charge, people. This is why I'm not in charge. FanFest returns. Look at the beautifulness. FanFest. The 6th to 7th of May. CCP didn't give us any warning, anything. They just dropped this on us, and we're like, boom,
We did
people.
harass them at Vegas, and they were like, "It's very likely happening." Wink, wink.
Yeah, someone was in our Discord earlier this morning.
Look at this.
I don't know if it was Manic or.
Oh, Manic's got all the things. How is that? Manic.
Well, it wasn't Manic. It was someone. Maybe it was Vlad or someone was looking, and they're like, "Hey, I just checked the FanFest page, and instead of it saying no FanFest, it's blank now, which means that people are updating it as we speak." And sure enough, like an hour or two later, they're like, "It's
Well,
like."
I did see like somebody else was saying that like, "Oh, they're gonna say something about it this week."
Oh, maybe it was Manic. It was yesterday.
I kind of figured because it's like, yeah, we harassed the devs at Vegas because we had the devs at our little dinner with PanFam, and I went and talked to CCP Aurora, and I'm like, "Okay, Aurora, what's the likelihood of FanFest happening?" She's like, "Can't really say anything yet, but it's very likely."
So I watched Talking in Stations with Madderall and Carnos, and I cannot remember the third host's name, so forgive me if you're watching our show, guys. But they had Dopamine, Goodfella, and Ruffage on, and they were hinting at that there's more announcements coming next week. And what exactly those are, they're like, Manic, I'm an oracle, I'm gonna go buy some lotto tickets. But
I am excited, and it needs to happen. I need it.
Yeah, it's like it's the dates are what, the 6th and 7th.
Yeah, even though they kind of messed up our planning a little bit for Eve NOLA, so I don't know what we're gonna do with that.
That's what I had a I think someone asked and I don't think you replied, but yeah, because I know that normally you would do Eve NOLA in May. So what is that gonna just?
Yeah, we're
just
gonna
do like end of May.
I was hoping like
you guys
it needs a little bit of time separation between that and FanFest. I mean, like not a lot of people are gonna do both.
Well,
I mean, I am,
End of
and I still
June.
like.
You can't do the end of June. What the hell, Drayden?
Not
Eve
in the
North.
middle of summer.
Oh, that's
Maybe
Eve North?
like
Oh.
I kind of want to do like maybe earlier than May, like still maybe like end of March or something.
Yeah, because you
when
guys
it's
have
still
warm weather all
cool.
the time.
It's still crawfish
We
season.
gotta
Like that's the
announce that it's
beginning.
gonna be in March. That's only like 4 or 5 months away.
Yeah.
I know, but like I mean, it
Planning.
depends on what code is can get
See, and
because
that's
like it's too hot in the summer, and then like I don't like messing with hurricanes. It's no, it's
and that's my big concern with Eve North. Like everybody's like, oh yay, restrictions are loosening. Oh yay, they're putting concerts back on. Oh yay, they're doing this. But our government, if you, the rest of the world haven't noticed, we really done fucked shit up here in Canada. And they're
Oh.
talking about things maybe going back to normal in March. And I'm like, that gives me 2 months to plan a massive scale event because nobody's willing to hold rooms and reservations and that shit right now because what if we go into the 4th or the 5th or the 7th or the on 1400th wave of COVID. So I apologize again, people, for those waiting patiently for Eve North. I am trying, but Canadian government, what the fuck?
Well, wasn't it last time for 2020 when you said it, you were like almost on the hook for like, excuse my language. Is this a family-friendly show?
No, I'm
a
on
fuck
this.
ton of money.
I'm
So
yes, that's still partially the case here. I am still on the hook for a fuck ton of money. The only perk is my house is no longer on the line because that was the fine
oh,
print
that's
before.
good.
Yeah. So that's off. So woohoo, guys! Like yay! But at the same time, I want to have an event where everybody's gonna come and have fun, and not have to have these redonkulous freaking restrictions that Canada has in effect. Like, if you can't prove that you're, and again, I know a lot of places you have to prove that you're vaccinated, and this is like the common occurrence all over the world right now. But I want people to be able to come and enjoy themselves, and if it means I have to delay even a little bit longer, guys, and again, I'm not saying this is what's happening, I'm thinking outside the box right now, but I would rather potentially, what are we showing? Oh, your ticket.
The Rorschach test?
No, this is my it's not. It's too
It's her.
bright.
It's her
The-
FANFEST ticket.
It's my proof of vaccination. Pretend that it says vaccinated.
Oh, I was
on
like,
it, 'cause
that
it's
looks
way
like
too
dots.
bright.
Is it like a QR
Yeah.
code?
Yeah.
But it
Oh,
says
you got QR codes?
Yeah,
We
that's
just
what
got a
it's
little
from the
piece of
state
paper.
of
We didn't take a
Louisiana.
picture of
We
it.
actually did something smart for once, and it
So-
even has like my license on here, LA Wallet.
See, that's what
Oh.
that's what Canada's doing for our vaccination stuff. But like I was saying, I want to make it so that people can either finally go get vaccinated once they've seen that the vaccines aren't going to kill them, or restrictions loosen to the point where if people want to come and get across the border, they can. So with all the freaking restrictions right now, like I don't know, guys. Like I'm the event coordinator side of my brain is like, do it now. But the nursing side of my head is going, not a good idea, people, not yet. But that being said, how was Vegas? Because you guys were both in Vegas, right? How did Vegas go?
It was fun.
Excellent.
I
I
want to hear the things.
it was kind of weird, like not having a set schedule. So like I'm massively overpacked because I was just like, are we gonna go to like super nice places, or are we just gonna be hanging around doing a whole lot of nothing all the time? It was kind of a mix. Like so for me, I went with Rain to some
All I saw was you, Manic, Drayden, and Rain in like every picture.
We
Well-
kind of just were like a quattro, like a quad duo.
yeah,
The quad party.
especially for me, like there were some horde people there, but not a whole lot. And like Gobbins was there, but he was like big amount of people were with
A four-pole.
USA, like Blackwater USA is a corp and horde, and they were on the strip while we were on Fremont Street.
Mhm.
So it's like to go in between those, you had to get an Uber, and it was a pain in the ass. So I really didn't see them much. So I just hung out with these guys. Then we all stayed in the same hotel at the Plaza, which was like right at the foot of
Me,
Fremont
I was
Street.
like the outlier. I was over at the Nugget.
Yeah, well, I
You're-
mean, it's like right there.
Well,
on
the
Fremont
Gold
Street
Nugget.
Anyway.
The chicken. I was in the Chicken Nugget
The
hotel.
Doug.
So I
No,
actually was.
I stayed with Vlad, so it was nice.
Is that hotel any good? Because I was actually looking at it for like
Well,
Vegas eventually. Because it's like
uh,
got that Fremont rustic vibe thing going for it.
so the one I was in was
Right.
actually really nice, but well, Vlad got the room and it was a suite, so it wasn't like a normal room. It was
Vlad,
it
are
had
you
one
freaking
king
Mr.
bed, but we
Moneybags over there? Like what the
What?
hell? Said
Yeah,
Vlad, Mr. Moneybags over there.
He's
Yeah.
always.
Yeah, he because I was like, I don't know if I can go. Like hotels are expensive. He's like, you could stay. I have a couch. I'm like, it's a couch. I'm not gonna fit on it. He showed me a picture of the room. I'm like, holy fuck, dude, that couch is like 8 feet long. I'm like,
Yeah, it's gotta be a
fit
big
on this.
couch.
It's like I fit like my head isn't off the edge, my feet aren't hanging off the edge. This is amazing.
that's
I've never seen a
nice.
couch like this. So, and then it was like one of those like L wraparound couches because there was one night where Dominark was over and he just crashed it out and he slept on the other end. So me and Dominark both fit on that couch with room to spare. It was amazing. Not, we didn't have to worry about head to toe thing. Like we were at a perpendicular angle. So
Me and Dominus Nolan, like we are Eve travel buddies. So every time there's like an event that's going on, we take off. So if you've ever seen me at an event, I usually have Dominus in tag with us, and like the two of us are like thick as thieves. He liked to joke that he's my second husband without the perks, but I spend his money and we go places and away we go. But we rented a room in the Flamingo last year, and we always get a room with 2 queens, and I, respectful in different places. So my friend messaged me and she's like, hey, I hear you're in Vegas. I want to come down and join you. And I haven't seen her in years. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So my friend Yvonne is this teeny tiny little Asian. Like she's like 5 foot nothing. Like she's itty bitty, right?
So you're like 2 feet taller than her.
I am like 2 feet taller than her, yeah. So she's like, well, where will I sleep? I'm like, dude, like we've got a queen. Like just crash in my bed with me and like we'll spoon and it'll be great. Anyways, this 5 foot nothing. I'm 6'2", people. Like I'm a freaking giant. And she freaking like starfishes and pushes me out of bed, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I look over at Dom and I'm like, dude, move over. Crawl in beside him. He's like, I am so glad your fiance trusts me.
Yeah. So yeah. So we did stuff on Fremont Street. Fremont Street's kind of crazy. It reminded me of Bourbon Street, but cleaner a little bit. And they actually had like the little circles on the wall because there was like a street that they just like entirely changed into just like walking area, pedestrian only, and they just had circles where like the performers could be, or like just people making stuff, or people panhandling. But they had like little circles that they were limited to. I'm like, that's kind of cool. And there's just like bars or just like out on the street, and I'm like, oh, we could just walk around because I always have to check on the walking around with drinks rules because I'm from a place where the only rule is no glass. So whenever I go somewhere, they're like, "You can't take that out." I'm like, "What? It's not bourbon."
Vegas, they don't care as long as as long as you don't drop it. Honestly, if you drop it, someone will probably come clean up. Because I don't know if you saw like during the day. I mean, they spray free on the street off in the morning. They just like have guys with hoses and just spray all the last night's residue of whatever the hell's there.
Spills, people, drunk guys.
No, Vlad, I did not get the grandma stripper picture, and I'm slightly afraid.
Let me find that. I'll send it to you. Yeah, So like the daytime performance circles was not as great because like half of them were just people panhandling. But then at night it turns into a street party, and then you have like more of the performers and
they have like stages all like there's like 4 stages all along the street, and there's always like people performing, and it was kind of cool.
I saw a Snapchat video from Apollo, and he was showing that, I'm assuming it was Fremont Street, but it was like this like Beetlejuice costume wielding performance thing going on, and it sounded actually really good.
Yeah, and then they had like the zip line.
Oh, that's so much fun.
Even though people were constantly getting stuck, like they didn't make it all the way down, so they go the wrong direction and they just stop. And somebody has to go, like one of the worker guys has to go and like pull them back up.
Oh my god. Okay, that's my worst fear. So I went the last Vegas, and I did the whole like Superman pose thing because it went in Vegas, right? Manic. Fremont Street was great. So much to do, all very close to. Oh God, Dreydan, I'm worried about this picture now.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a stream appropriate one.
I don't think I
like. She's got pasties on, and that's it. So probably not.
No. Yes, they're real. Retired broke ass stripper.
Yeah, she had another sign on the side of her chair that said "Respect the hustle." So.
Okay.
I have no words for that picture. Thank you, Vlad, so much. Thank you.
That was a zoomed in one because the other one was it's like just a selfie of me and Manic, and then I was like, wait a
wise
sec.
lady, Missy Elliott once said, "Ain't no shame, ladies. Do your thing. Just make sure you're ahead of the game."
Yeah, they're like.
But anyways, I mean, the coolest thing about Fremont Street is the giant screen that's above the whole thing. Apparently the second largest LED screen, like continuous screen in the world.
So do you guys know if Hyper and that convinced them to put spaceships in that? Because I saw some stream again. Saw some, the spaceship.
No, I think
was
that's
that
just like
coincidence?
One of the default things.
Yeah, I
like,
think that's just
we
something
did
they
see it up
do.
there, but we're like, spaceships.
Yeah, I took a little clip of it, and it actually looked like Eve ships. Like one of them looked like a Leviathan, and then one of them looked like
I mean,
it was almost like a Venture mixed with an Orca.
I think there's so many different ways you can make a spaceship look like a spaceship.
Yeah,
And
but I mean, like,
probably
but
fairly common amongst
the Leviathan, it was like this big, long. I was like, that's and it was like it's probably
11.
biased because the background was all blue, so I'm like, blue's Caldari. That's gotta be a Leviathan. It's not.
And then like at the end of Fremont Street, there is the Fat Tuesday, which I liked, and like right on top of it was the cat's meow. So I'm like, ha, because that's what they got at NOLA. And then they had their the gaming bar called the Nerd, which I loved. They had cool drinks. They had a lot of arcade games. There was
They had mechanical penises.
Yes, a giant dick that you ride like a mechanical bull.
Yeah, it's like a mechanical bull, but a big dick.
I saw pictures of that too. I was wondering what the hell they were riding. I was like, that's not a bull.
It's a mechanical bull except a giant dick.
Yeah, they had the normal one, and then they had a black one over off to the side as well.
Yeah, I guess like an extra one for you.
Yeah.
But and then like bowling alleys and stuff. But
I was gonna ride on it, but then I started like other people are like, yeah, I rode it, but then check this, and they like had scrapes all over their leg. And this other person's like, yeah, and I got this. And they're all bruised up. I'm like, this seems dangerous. I don't know if I want to do this anymore.
Usually, like mechanical bulls at least have like some kind of furry material on it, or like
they have padding and something to hold on to.
This looked like
it was sleek and smooth.
It
was
like
hard. It was like a big
hard,
ceramic thing that you just had to like wrap your arm around and just hold on for dear life.
It looked like really smooth. Like you're gonna like just you don't have any soft surface to really get a good grip on. I didn't do it,
low,
but that's what like I could tell. Like people didn't seem to stay very long.
Delana's very adamant that she didn't do it, guys. She didn't do it.
But yeah, it was also low to the ground, so when people fell off of it, there was a lot of people that were getting hit by it afterwards. And so it's just like, I don't know. Like I promised people that I wouldn't get injured on this trip, so I was like, I'm
what happened?
Not gonna
they got knocked out by a dick and Vex.
Yeah, they're like, what happened to you? The dick.
Got hit by a giant dick.
So what else happened in Vegas? Because again, there's inquiring minds want to know. Like we're getting events back, people.
Well, I know like one of the things that we like to talk about. So we like to go hang in Circa, which is the newest casino along Fremont Street. Like it was literally opened last year.
Huh.
Like some of the newest construction I think they've had in the city in decades. Like most of these hotel casinos are like decades old, like built in the 70s or whatever. But this is a brand new place, and they have a bar in there called, I guess, Vicky's, because they have the giant like neon cowgirl in there that kicks her leg, and there's like Vegas Vicky. And like, so there's a bar right by there. So we just tell people like, just go in there and look for the giant neon cowgirl, and there's a bar, and that's where we are. So that's where like we kind of congregated a lot. And they had this drink called Cool Rummings, and it's this bright blue drink, and it's in this glass. It's like a big round glass. So we called them blue balls.
Oh God.
Like you do.
So eventually, like I wasn't there for some of this, but I know I got a couple of blue balls. But eventually people like ordered them that way. Yeah, the blue balls.
How did that work out?
So they were so popular because they were good. And they were so popular that they might actually change the name of the cocktail to Blue Ball.
That's funny.
Yeah, so like Vlad said, it got to the point all the bartenders knew what a Blue Ball was. Because it's just like, I mean, it's a bright blue drink, and it's like in this round glass. So I was like, hey, blue balls.
But it's like, yeah, because the Eve group was, I mean, there was pretty much from morning until night. There was usually like 50 to 100 Eve people in that bar. All
Yeah,
the
it was
time.
like the one
wow.
with good like congregating bar.
Yeah, it was almost like 35, 30, or any of the other bars when you have a big Eve meet. Like everyone just hangs out in the bar and they bullshit. They constantly are buying drinks. So the
Yeah,
bar
like
was
at the
like, man,
link, it
this
was
was like,
always the 35 or
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, it's that, and then like the Heart Bar back at Planet Hollywood stuff. So it was like kind of
And
like
then,
that. So like the bar was
Flamingo
like
had the
cha-ching.
bar with all of the bird cages.
Oh
bird
yeah,
bar.
I forget the Bird Bar. That's what it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, I got bird bar. But so it's that, and then we had a lot of soup.
Soup Gang.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
oh, you
there's
zoomed it. Yeah, that's Vegas Vicky.
and then that's Dreydan's finger poking the boob.
Yeah,
I'm trying to make it
I was
smaller.
like, that was when we were looking for the Garage Mahal, and we saw that. I was like, look at this big statue, and I was like, I'm gonna get a selfie, and
I
had
have
to,
poker boob.
yeah.
And then like, let me see. I'm gonna try to show you this, send you this video. I don't know how well it's gonna work, but like,
Let's try it. I'm willing. As I said, I'm bad at the stream, so you know, let's. If I screw up, people are just be like, well, it's Ivy. Like she's running it. This is why we get Mal.
Where's Mal?
Mal's girlfriend is sick, so she's taking care of her
Oh,
like a good
okay.
housewife.
What's that? She was here last week, wasn't she?
Let's see. She had to run by herself because you know Delana and
Yeah.
I was super sick, and then
I was like super tired last week because I was catching up on all my work after Vegas, and then I had the airplane crud, probably caught on the plane or in the airport, just like super congested, just ugh. And like I knew I tested twice. It was not COVID. I just like knew because it was like all in my face, like all in my nose, like right here. So like I knew it wasn't COVID. I was just like, of course, I don't get COVID. I don't get flu. I just get colds all the time. And colds don't get you out of anything. You still have to do stuff and you feel like garbage. So like that's so I got those all the time. I mean, I'm over it now. And it's also flipped.
I know. I don't know why it's all.
But at least the background story on that. So Rain really wanted to go see the pair DJs at the Omnia.
And it keeps hiding in the background. I don't know why it's doing that. Sorry, guys.
Which the Omnia was where we had our big Vegas party in 2019. But we just went. Rain bought tickets, and we got all fancy. And it was weird, like being back in the Omnia with normies again, like total normal people. So and this group was called Loud Luxury, or this pair of
really
DJs.
good. That was a really good show.
Yeah, so like, man, I've never really heard of them before, but I was like, I was getting into it, and like after some shenanigans, we finally got onto the dance floor, and we got up to the front, and we're jamming, and this is like halfway through the concert. Suddenly, Guy Fieri comes out.
Oh, cool.
And he's like, I think he has like at least one restaurant there, so he was probably there for like his restaurant stuff, and then he decided to like go literally across the street, and he looked like he was maybe a few drinks in, so he was having a fun time, but he was there until the very end, and it's just like, I could get the sound on my phone.
I don't know why it's not working. Like it's just.
And it's like, welcome to Flavor Town, baby.
Yeah. It's funny because the DJs once in a while, like one would hop up on the little ledge and just be like jumping and stuff, like getting people hyped up, and then the other one. There was one time where they both did it, and while they were doing that, all of a sudden the sound was like, whoa, woo, starts getting messed with, and everyone's like, what the? And they turn around and Guy Fieri's just up at the controls pushing shit and like turning knobs. It's like, oh, he's like messing with their
music. So there's like the guy standing up there. I know it's like super out of focus and you can't really see it. And there's just like Guy Fieri in the middle with his spiked up hair, just chilling.
Look at him go! It's actually not that bad, Delana, on the stream. I'm looking at the stream, see how it looks.
Yeah, so
Methos says, I remember one of my first years at FanFest Iceland, 2 bars got drunk. I'm assuming dry the Celtic Cross and Islink bars. You drink, Tim? This is good for
like,
you. And then Vlad says, my
2
flight
nights
from...
in a row. I
Two-
mean, yeah, that's...
And then Vlad's like, my flight to Iceland is free because they screwed up from Vegas to Atlanta. No, Tim, we haven't heard about Iceland yet. We're still on Vegas.
Yeah, like, one thing at a time, people. But that was fun. Even though that night, like, I was wearing my fancy high heels, which I think I actually wore to Vegas 2018, and they, like, murdered my feet. Like,
My feet were murdered. I had tennis shoes on.
I woke up the next morning, and, like, my feet were swollen. There's a child behind you.
We have a ninja child. Yep. It's that time. Okay, good night, child.
Like, my feet were literally swollen. I've never seen my feet like that. So at least, like, we could just we had the time. We like to go down to, like, the pool area at Plaza, but we mostly just went in the hot tub. And they had, like, a little bar right there, and they had, like, actual, well, except for Sunday, they had people that would come and, like, take our order because we had the cabana. But we didn't even use the cabana. We were just at the hot tub. And that was nice. I was just like, that day, I'm like, I'm only going in the hot tub, and I'm like, just not going anywhere until I can deal with my feet.
Yeah, the hot tub
so
was
that
nice
was another nice time that I was like, we could just chill out. We don't have to go anywhere. We don't have like a strict schedule. We're just like, just chill.
It was nice because it wasn't like a super hot, because it's like it was still like 80 degrees down there, so it's like you wouldn't want like a hot tub, but it's like a warm. They kept it was probably like mid 90s, so it was like kind of warmish, but like almost like therapy pool warm, but not like a hot tub warm.
I mean, it was good enough to like get the circulation back in my feet.
Yeah, well, I loved it because like after the first couple of days, my calves were just like every morning I'd wake up, my calves were like
Drays.
Really
I never know if it's Drays or Drays.
I love.
I always call it Drays.
I called it Drays too. Like that was out of the two clubs that I had been to.
I like
with
saying because
Vegas.
it was. I was like, that's my club. So.
I like Drays better than the one that they did the last Vegas. I really didn't like that club. I don't know why. Like the 2-level things, and then it felt like it was so crammed and.
Well, so the thing with are you talking about Omnia?
Yeah.
The other year? So the thing with Omnia is it's actually like 7 different clubs in one. So they have like the main club thing that's where like the loud luxury thing was, like that's the main club. It's like a 2-level. They have the big chandelier thing. Then they have the rooftop part. Then they have like 2 bigger separate rooms that have their own special, and then they have like 3 smaller separate rooms. And we had one of those smaller rooms as like a little private area. So like it's like multiple different rentable areas, and then you have like the main nightclub area.
I see everybody in chat say like Dre's, because like Dre's at least is one fairly big area, even though like I remember it was a pain for me walking in my painful heels, like because they have all the little hot tubs. I guess during the day it's like a beach club kind of thing, like I did. So just having to walk around trying to make sure not to fall in the water, and that was one thing that I did with Rain. We did go to a beach club, which was super strict. Like they were really strict about what you brought. Like I brought like my little purse, and I had like
it took your Tylenol or something.
Like, well, they took my Claritin and my Pepto-Bismol because they're like, you can't bring any drugs in here. I'm like,
but it's Claritin.
Like this sealed, like they think one of these could be like, you know, ecstasy or whatever, like part of drug. I'm like, really? I took the trouble to like reseal it, and they're like, that's just their policy to not allow any. And then like the guy went through every little nook and cranny in my purse. Like I'm sitting there like, shit, like going through like every little thing. Like,
he's dedicated. He
they really must have an issue with people like getting high at their club.
Some of the clubs are weird. Like I remember Chateau. I don't anymore, but back when I used to vape, I pulled it out at the Chateau nightclub, and they're like, "Sir, you can't vape in here." I'm like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "But people are smoking." They're like, "You can smoke cigarettes. You can't vape." I'm like, "What the fuck is it? What?" Okay, I was like,
"You don't know what's
never
in
mind
it."
But
I don't know.
That's fine. Vaping sucks anyway.
And we managed to find a spot in the pool that, like, because, you know, you can't sit anywhere without paying for it. But we found, like, just a nice spot to sit on the edge of the pool and just, like, watch all these, like, really, like, pretty people walking around. You're like, dang.
Delana's like, I like to people watch.
I mean, people watching was fun. Just, like, just I don't know, watch people. But and I managed to not sunburn because we stayed in the shade. But man,
Okay,
just
no
like the
sunburns
whole
this year. That was great.
yeah. I mean, I think rain sunburned a little bit. But...
She got like a strip on her back. It was like I think her hat was blocking the sun on her shoulders, and then she was against the back of the hot tub, so that so it's like from like the top of her shoulder to like the bottom of her shoulder blade was like this strip of sunburned red, and that like everything.
Yeah, avoid getting sunburned. Yeah.
It doesn't matter what I do. I could wear SPF 5000 because I am a lovely shade of whiter than white. I burn. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter
I mean,
what
like,
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
usually it's like without sunscreen, half an hour
yeah.
I'm burnt. Like,
we've got some good questions coming in here about Iceland and FanFest. So let's switch gears and start talking about FanFest. So while you two were reminiscing about the pool, I actually pulled up the travel restrictions that CCP published and the little linky as to what to do for Iceland. So this is the TDLR for people who want to go to FanFest.
TLDR.
That one too. And it says rules at the border for people vaccinated or a former COVID-19 infection. All travelers must pre-register before arriving in Iceland and confirm their departure day. Present a certificate for full vaccination or a certificate of previous infection at the border. If the certificate is not valid, the individual then needs to undergo 2 tests and quarantine for 5 days in between. It says 14 days must have passed from the second dose, which that's pretty typical. Those who live in Iceland, we don't need to worry about those. Just scrolling through this quickly, and it says if traveler has been recently diagnosed with COVID-19, they do not need to present a negative PCR or rapid antigen. Instead, a positive must be presented, which makes no sense. And it says
showing that you have antibodies to it.
if anybody's bringing their kids, but I typically don't see people bringing their kids, but children under the age of 18 are permitted to travel to Iceland with their parents, given their parents are exempt from travel restrictions. However, if they're born in 2004, they need to undergo testing, It says it is recommended that individuals who are traveling familiarize themselves with the travel advice of authorities, but looking through all of this stuff here for the most part, guys, you just got to do their pre-register thing, which is a nice little click link, and then show them that you're fully vaccinated and it's been more than 14 days since you got your second dose, and for the most part, we should be good to go and do this and party in Iceland, top of the
I need
world.
to get my booster soon, actually. I need to decide which booster I want to get.
So far, I'm all Pfizer.
Well, I got the J&J, and I was like torn between like just getting the J&J booster or like switching to one of the other kinds because they said like you can just kind of switch them up. But I don't know. But
I
it's
got
funny,
the
like
Pfizer
just
for both. Although with Pfizer, I've heard that the only one that they're asking for boosters are people with like autoimmune stuff. So I don't.
yeah,
think
no,
I
like
need a
the
booster.
Pfizer, Moderna, they were like over 65 or people with other conditions.
The
Because
only
the J&J one they had no restrictions on.
Yeah.
And I
It was
wonder
a
what they're
single
gonna
dose.
what they're gonna do about the people who had the AstraZeneca and then had to have a Moderna or a Pfizer. Are they gonna recognize the AstraZeneca, or are they gonna have issues with that? Because there's been horror stories where other places aren't recognizing that. Canada having their fun with that one too, don't you know? But like I told you guys, Canada, we just seem to be doing everything right. Everything right. Look at us go. But I don't know who bought the early bird special tickets for CCP.
I did.
know I bought mine today.
I did.
On my lovely docket from Sixth Empire, it looks like we've got most.
Vlad did.
Yep, most of the Sixth Empire leadership is going to be in Iceland. And he's booked his hotel. I'm so jealous. Yeah, I was looking at.
Well, we just need to figure out what we're doing. Like, people from my corp, because we like last time we got like corp Airbnbs. We had to get 2 because we had like 13 people, so we got one Airbnb with 6 and one with 7. And like I think the one with 7 was literally just like there was one bedroom and then like 6 cots in the attic.
6 cots. So I rented before with the FanFest that got canceled. I had an Airbnb reservation set aside, and we had 8 people mainly from the Toronto crew, all kind of crammed into this Airbnb. But we lucked out, and it was like 5 bedrooms. There was one set of bunk beds, and then one room had double twins, and like it was pretty cozy for cramming 8 people. And the price, it was dirt cheap. It was like $1,100. So we were all like, go, 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 let's do it. It's great. And then, as things started changing, people started backing out or people moved into hotels and stuff. But even looking at the new venue location for FanFest and looking at the Airbnb, there's so much available. And the prices...
I was kind of like not
Mhm.
finding the best because this is farther from downtown.
Mhm.
So, like, there's stuff closer to, like, also, like, that strip on Lagavigor. Because that's, like, yeah, that's where, like, Lebowski Bar is.
Mhm.
Because I know it's that one street that, like, it has the slope on it. Lagavigor.
Vlad, everything's gonna be a hike.
Rutabaga.
Yeah, but they also have their electric scooter things now too that they were talking about this morning. Like they're called hops, and you can zoom around the city
That
on
would be
these electric
nice because
scooters.
it's gonna be a little bit more of a hike.
Can you
I mean,
imagine
depending on
Eve
what we
nerds
do.
drunk on electric scooters?
They still need to make
I hope we
Uber
get
and
to see
Lyft
it.
a thing there. I know it's still not a thing, and they need to make it a thing.
I don't think that'll ever be a thing in Iceland. It doesn't. So the other thing too is I don't know if anybody else is gonna try and do this, but I looked into renting a vehicle for while I was in Iceland because I usually rent a vehicle so I can travel around the island. There was absolutely nothing available. Every time I tried picking a different type, I even tried picking the luxury SUV something 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 with the
Did you look just recently, like for things
Yeah.
right now? Because I will have to say, right now, going on right now is League of Legends Worlds is in Reykjavik right now.
Yeah.
So there's like probably
But I was
5,000 tourists there at the moment. So.
But I was picking for dates in the future, like in May.
Okay. I thought you meant you were just looking at
No. And
ideal
it
prices.
was saying that there's no inventory available. So I don't know if that's gonna be an issue for those who actually want to rent vehicles and stuff. Like I could be talking out my ass. Who knows? Like I could not have the wrong. But I went to a couple different websites and I kept getting told the same thing: inventory not available. Inventory not available. And I'm like, what
I think
the
it'd
heck?
be kind of fun to see some of the drunk Eve nerds try the scooters.
That's what I just said. Can you imagine drunk Eve nerds on scooters? Like
I mean, granted, as long as no one
They're gonna
actually
break
gets really
stuff.
hurt, but yeah.
All
Like,
I
And then you're
said-
gonna have to pay some big iskies.
I'm
Sure.
off duty.
The
at
IRL
any event.
isk.
I'm off duty. I am not nursing you if you do something stupid at an event, guys. No. I'll point and laugh at you.
It probably wouldn't be expensive if you have to go to a doctor. Not gonna make you pay $800 for a cast or like a little thing to put on your foot if you fuck it up.
But a lot of people also have like travel insurance and stuff like that too. Like I know with my work, when I travel, I'm still covered by my insurance plan and stuff like that.
I'm just cries in American.
Cries.
Yeah, I would just be like, does Blue Cross of Idaho help here at all? Does that work?
Yeah, Blue Cross Blue Shield or whatever I have. I don't know.
Blue Shield. I don't know what it is. It's one of those blue something.
Yeah. So like, yeah. So that's definitely gonna be a bit more.
One guy came back with a broken arm from snowmobiling. Oh my god.
Yeah, because that's one thing that we've thought about, like, if we're gonna do anything extra besides just like being in Reykjavik, because there's other stuff I want to see. Oh, and we were talking about this before stream, but I wanted to bring this up so that Ivy can talk about it. But
What are we
like
talking about?
some of the museums downtown.
Oh god, yes. So Delana made a big point of that when we go to Iceland this year. She wants to go to the Felles Museum with the Museum of
right,
all...
they have that there.
They do.
Museum of Dick.
The Museum of Dick. So I was
take a lot of dick pics.
So I was telling Delana that, when in Rome, when I was there in 2017, my hostel that I stayed at was literally right across the street, so I could see it out of my room window, and I'm like, I'm gonna go. So I went and I paid the outrageous entrance fee of something like $30 to get into this Dick museum, and it's honestly not very big. That's what she said. Ha! But but it's not very big. It's like a 20 by 20 room that you walk into, and it's
that's it?
It's like lined with dick. And then they've got like a sperm whale dick, they've got deer dick, they've got reindeer dick, they've got human dick, they've got mice dick, like they've got it all. And yeah, you want to know what it looks like? They probably got it somewhere on their wall. And then you go into the souvenir, and it's like, do you want a dick, salt, and pepper shaker? Like, penis everything, people. So Arachno Small Penis Museum, they've got it all. Yeah.
Salt, pepper shakers.
Like,
seasoning.
Is it run by a guy named Richard? Yeah. Methos, guys. Hi, my hands don't work, but can you point out my name? Oh God. But if you guys want to do it, just say that you've done it and blow the $30. Like, it's definitely I probably have pictures from somewhere if I were to go through my camera rolls, because I guarantee I took. Oh, that's what I did. So my mother, I love my mother. She said, when you go to Iceland, I really want to see a reindeer and I want to see a puffin. Well, I found the puffin in the form of a burger. So I sent her a picture of a puffin burger because I couldn't find puffins. I found a puffin burger. So I sent her, here's your puffin, mother.
And then puffins on Iceland usually?
Well, we'll be near the Reykjavik Park and Zoo.
I know, I want to see puffins. And then
I bet they have.
And then she wanted to see reindeers, and I couldn't find reindeers, but I found a reindeer dick. So I sent her a picture of that too.
Wait, don't they have reindeer in Canada?
They do. Yeah, but these are different.
It's just caribou, right?
These are Icelandic reindeer. Like,
okay.
I don't know. It's my mother. She's weird, but we love her. But it was definitely I think the only thing that I did find while in Iceland, and it was actually Sword Dragon who told me about this place. There was this little hole in the wall soup place.
Look, the zoo has all of the Icelandic farm animals, reindeer, harbor seals, and Arctic foxes.
Ooh.
It also has a selection of birds, such as hens and pigeons, and a small exhibition of foreign reptiles.
Reptiles. Hey, look, it's a Canadian moose. But there's this place, and it's like on the main street, and I must have walked past it a bazillion and one times before even realizing it was there. They only had, when I was there, 3 different types of soup every single day, but you get your soup in like a ginormous bread bowl. And I know people are like, well, bread bowl soup, like, that's not exciting, but holy fuck was it good. Like, it was some of the best bread bowl soup I've had, and
I like bread bowl soup. It
wasn't outrageously priced, which anybody who's been to Iceland, we know that eating in Iceland is expensive. But one of the things about Icelandic, like, all their food is, have not had bad food in Iceland. It's always like super rich, super flavorful, creamy, like, it's amazing food. But this food was phenomenal, and then super decently priced. When I just about died my first day there, and my cup of tea cost me $9 Canadian, like, ugh, okay, I'm not having tea at the, washing machine laundromat cafe anymore. So
for just like a normal meal there, it's like, even if you're getting something super basic and simple, expect to spend like $25.
Have you been, Dreydan, Iceland?
I've never been there.
Yeah, so I went to the bar the first night, same as what everybody else does in Iceland. A rum and a Coke cost me $25 American.
Pro tip, just
buy your booze at the airport. Duty-free store.
That.
Yep.
That, or you just like buy everything at the ISK price and just don't look at how much it is in USD until you get home and look at your credit card bill.
And then
that's a dangerous way to go.
Swiping the credit card, you're like, why is it not working anymore? There's lots of money on there. Full. Oh.
Well, it's like usually I just swipe the card and there's like a little card reader is just all in Icelandic. So I'm like, I have no idea what it says, but I hope this means it went through. So I always have to ask, like, did it go through? And they're like, yeah, it's good. I'm like, okay. Because it's like, Icelandic is just like, I can't. I cannot make heads or tails of this. So it's just like, okay. Like just me trying to pronounce it is just no.
How much?
Yeah, they
how
have
much?
letters that are not even like in like the
To
English
be
alphabet.
fair, they
I'm like,
used
I
to
don't
be
know.
in English hundreds of years ago, and we
Way
got rid
back.
of them. But Icelandic kept them because Icelandic is a Germanic language, just like English. But they kept the extra stuff, and we got
Yeah.
rid of it.
Well, they had to be unique. But like I have to say, like for anybody who hasn't been to Iceland, and Delana, you can probably attest to this, the weather changes rapidly. So as a Canadian, encountered all 4 seasons in one day. One moment it was summer, the next day it was winter, and then it was spring, and then it was winter again, and then it was fall. So I ended up having to go buy a jacket because it was freaking cold. But this was also April when they did their FanFest, and this one's gonna be May, so I'm hoping it's a little bit warmer.
But I say still invest in a good weatherproof jacket.
Yeah.
Because that's like last time we were there, so it was like early April. So
Sweaters.
I was prepared for it to still be like really cold. And it was like I was bringing like scarves and gloves and all this extra stuff and layers. And I got there, I'm like, it's not really too bad for that. Like as long as I just had a jacket, because the biggest problem was just that it was windy. It was super windy.
Yeah, and the wind off the Atlantic is cold.
So it's just like once you get something that like stops the wind and like it kind of like sprinkled a little bit every now and then, so at least something to keep you dry. But at least like a good weatherproof jacket is probably just all you need.
Mal's girlfriend is super sick, so Mal is taking the night off to take care of her like a good housewife.
Okay. Or like Mythos said, like, yeah, Humar was saying one time on stream, if you don't like the weather in Iceland, just wait 5 minutes.
Yeah, it definitely it changes rapidly, and like some of the other things that I can recommend from when I went, so like I said, I rented a car when I went to Iceland because I didn't know anybody going into my very first FanFest, and like there was some people from Toronto who ended up going, which was fine, but I didn't really know anybody. So again, guys, I'm 6'2". I am not a short I'm all leg to boot. So itty bitty torso, all leg. So I decided I was gonna rent the cheapest and smallest thing I could fit into so I could save myself money, and I was gonna drive around Iceland because I wanted to go see all these cool things. So I rented this itty bitty little compact 4-seater car thing, and me around Iceland I go, my little red mobile. And of course, I make friends, and everybody's like, Ivy, you have a car? I'm like, yeah, I have a car. And they're like, oh my god, Ivy's got a car! We're gonna go tour the island, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. So next thing I know, no, it was not I have 6 people in this 4-seater car. So I have myself driving, because the Americans were like, there's snow, you're Canadian, you deal with snow, you drive. And I'm like, well, I wasn't gonna let you drive anyways, but okay. But these were all like, southern state Americans who'd never seen snow, and suddenly this white stuff scares the crap out of them. So picture this, guys. Itty bitty little red car. I've got myself driving, somebody in the passenger seat, 3 in the back seat, and then we can hear the last person talking, but we can't see him because he climbed in the trunk. And we're driving around Ireland. so we're having these conversations. And also I'm here. It's like, say it a little bit louder. We can't hear you from the trunk. I am so glad we did not get pulled over. Or I don't even know if there's really cops in Iceland.
Someone in the trunk, they wanted to be in there.
He chose to go voluntarily, I swear to God.
It's like I had to do some driving for people for even NOLA. And at one point, we decided to go to the North Shore. And for anybody who's not familiar with New Orleans geography, New Orleans is just south of a big-ass lake with one little bridge that goes across the middle of it, and it takes 30 minutes just to cross the lake. So Creature Verpio lives on the other side of this lake. And he was hosting like a little thing at his house. So we go over there, and so we had to get somebody to drive across because some people were like getting Ubers. I'm like, don't do an Uber for that. It's gonna cost like a ton. So like I borrowed one of my parents' cars, and we throw people in, and we did have somebody in the trunk, but it was a nice SUV. So it was like he was saying in the back like, oh, this is almost nicer because he could just lay out in the back. and we can still hear him, but we're like, just lay down. don't let anybody see you. Just lay down. Because there are police. They're like bridge police. Like their only duty is just to sit along that bridge and watch for people speeding. So here's
Oh my
Sasha.
god. Ah,
But
Sasha can.
Sasha has appeared because she always has to make her appearance every show. She likes to come see me whenever I'm sitting at my desk.
So I don't know, Bass, what time does the sun down this time of year in Reykjavik or whatever? I honestly can't answer that for you, but I know it also came up on stream this morning that CCP was saying that in April the sunrise in Iceland is 4:45 in the morning, and sunset is at about 10 p.m. So we got a lot of daytime people to do the things.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like in the summer, like I know the people that are new to Reykjavik have to get like the blackout shades because it's light out so long, and then like in the winter it's dark for so long. So it's just because they're so far north. So I mean, probably this time of year it's starting to get a lot darker. I'm sure for a lot longer.
I'm just super hyped and excited, and Sixth Empire, for those that don't know us, we are bringing the swag A game. Our resident swag master technician has been coming up with new and unique nipple clamps and bottle stoppers. We've had
Bottle stoppers.
Nova missiles, and now we have a cat of 6 e-tails. So if you see us in Iceland, you can approach, but I'm going to forewarn you on Saturday, we are going to be in full cosplay roleplay mode because that's what we do, and we love it. And like
Bottle
I said,
stoppers, giant cufflinks.
yes, giant cufflinks. But you're going to
Cufflinks,
have Space Pope's going to be there. Fiery Red and her crazy unicorn self's going to be there. Pandora Singularity myself. And a slew of cardinals and monks already from the understanding of what I'm seeing for people who bought their tickets so far. So there's going to be a thing. It's going to be phenomenal. And I can wear my crown because it's so pretty. It's a crown. Spaceship crown. Spaceship crown.
I'll bring my swag too, and Arachnos will bring his swag, his
for 18 plus
non-adult.
Non-adult swag.
Poor
Why even bother?
Poor Arachnos is gonna be stuck with me. Arachnos has joined the Me and Dom Travel Buddy group. I'm so happy to have a new friend. But anyways, guys, we're gonna wrap it up, and we're going to try and, last minute questions if anybody has.
Sasha's got fancy paws.
Speaking of our peer, Rip Sheltaric. What happened to Sheltaric?
Sheltaric quit, and he got all this stuff, extracted all his skill points, gave it to someone, and biomassed his character. He's done with Eve. He's done.
Oh,
yeah.
Did he just like reach a point where he was just done with all the shit?
I was asking this earlier today because Freelancer, one of the guys in our Discord, he watched Sheltaric all the time, and I was like, why did he quit? Like, did something happen? And I guess it was like there was 4 different reasons. He like did a song on his guitar about
I knew he was getting kind of sick of their shit, but I didn't think he was gonna actually just
he was super
reasons,
upset.
and both the reasons seemed a little like, why would you quit for that? One was I guess there were some prizes, I'm guessing skins or something he was supposed to get, and he didn't for being a partner or something. But it's like, get a hold of Aurora or Convict.
The community like voting thing, like by a freaking landslide.
Yeah, so it's like, if you didn't get your prizes, like, get a hold of Convict, Swift, or Aurora, let them know, and I'm sure it'll get sorted out. And then one of the other reasons was that for something, it might have been for the winner, they spelled his name wrong, and he was very upset about that. It's like, yo, dude, like,
it's what happens. People get names spelled wrong.
That's the line in the sand you draw. I don't know. But,
I mean, sometimes it's just the last straw. There's like the one last thing.
He was really trying to make Eve partner. Oh, I'm sad.
Oh, okay. I could see that being a thing. Like, he really wanted to be partner, and then they said no to him. I could see that being well, then fine, screw this game. But
Ivy really wants to be an Eve partner, and not like, I knew he didn't post an Eve partner, but like Ivy as in Lasers and Lace, or like Ivy as in Eve North. Other than like, we've got Fleet Up partner, but not Eve partner. But I just keep applying. Like, persistence eventually wins, guys. So I know. Don't sweat the small
That's
things, guys.
unfortunate. Well, I see he's streaming Escape from Tarkov right now. But...
Yeah, but we can't rate him now because he's not doing the Eve things.
Yeah,
I might just pop on a stream afterwards when we hang up and all that, guys.
yeah.
Patience is key, both in and out of game. Truer words have never been spoken. But any last other questions that we can give you some advice on Iceland for those of us who have actually gone, if those have questions. Otherwise, we're going to wrap up stream, and thank you, Dreydan, so much for coming out, and thank you to our loyal audience who keeps tuning in and putting up with our shenanigans and showing us love. We love it.
Oh, any good hotels near the new facility? So I was looking at it. It looks like there are some decent hotels, like almost directly across the street from where this place is. I mean, one is actually like a Hilton, so that's probably fancy. But there's a couple. There's like at least 3 hotels like directly across the street.
I'm gonna
There's
pull it up
Grand
on my
Hotel.
on the stream here for people. 1 second.
Yeah, I think
because I
Vlad
know
was
like
saying that Airbnbs were a bit out of the way, so like there's not a whole lot of
yeah,
Airbnbs
because
right by
there's
the
more
event.
Airbnbs closer to downtown. Because this is farther away from downtown.
Yeah.
And I know like usually CCP has a good deal with center hotels, but even those are like they're a bit farther.
So looking on the map, guys, right in this area here is where the Harpa is. So this is like your downtown district here. But we are way up here. So they're up here this time. But
yeah, with all the green stuff, yeah.
In the outdoorsness. But there's a couple of hotels, and again, you're seeing prices in Canadian, but there's Hotel Island Spa and Wellness Hotel. There's Hotel Mulai. But like looking at some of these hotels, like they all have great ratings: 8.8, 8.7, 8.0, 8.4. Like
$418 a night. Ugh.
I know, but there's
I know it's in Canadian, but it's still like 300 something US. Ugh.
But so what CCP was saying, and again, I keep hating to keep referencing back to talking in station stream, but the devs did have, like, Dopamine and them did have some really good advice. They were saying, like, try to book somewhere in here so that you can have a quick walk to downtown, or you can have a quick walk up
Scooter ride.
Or I'm gonna scooter, man. I'm so excited about scootering. But even like if I go to the Airbnb, if I can type today, they've got quite a bit. Like, okay, don't look at my I lied, but like there's so much in the like Harpa's way over here, guys. But this is that middle ground kind of area. There is quite a bit in here, which again puts you into walking distance or scooter riding up here. And again, there is stuff up in the area, which, you know, like $267 a night split between a whole bunch of people for 5 guests, 3 bedrooms. Like, that's not a bad price at all.
Oh, I didn't realize. Oh, okay. I was just looking at the prices, and I was just assuming, like, you know, a room with like a bed, maybe 2.
No, so this is an entire house.
3 beds.
Yeah,
up
there's
to
some
5
places
guests.
that
that's actually,
yeah.
And like this one here, so it's saying a double bed,
$60 a night.
Like you got a double bed, a queen bed, a single bed. You take that and you divide that between 4 people for a week. Like, you're laughing. And like the places you can look at what they look like, what they're, and like for me when I'm choosing where I want to stay.
Oven,
yeah.
kitchen.
But like
Dreydan likes that.
Cook some spaghetti.
But when I'm like picking, I wanna be able to have breakfasty stuff or have like snack stuff so that I'm not having to eat outrageous priced food every single day. But even I don't know if it's still there, but they had a Chuck Norris steakhouse. Oh my god, so good. So good. I might have eaten there a couple nights in a row.
Yeah, they did say like there's some things that might have closed or like renamed, but it looks like Lebowski Bar is still there.
That was a fun bar to go to. There's also a bar now downtown that CCP Curtis, who's no longer with CCP anymore, he owns a bar downtown Reykjavik there, and yeah, they said he's the owner. And they were giving really good reviews about the bar also, so that might be a spot people need to stop into.
Yeah, I'm looking at a map that CCP Ice Cream drew in one of the channels that he's in, and it's he made a little blue circle on the map and it's kind of like, funny enough, it's like right near the Penis Museum. But it's like that area right there, like basically across that little highway from Harpa. And he's just like, anything touching the line circle has the potential to get you drunk. So anything in that circle, like anything down Logavigor, I think. Yeah. So that's like Logavigor has Lebowski bar, a bunch of different bars. Bar.
Arachno says, what foods can we bring the devs? I know from historical things that sour tarts and coffee crisps, as a true and true Canadian, are antiquarians' weakness / kryptonite. So we tend to send him care packages of, here, have your Canadian goodies that you can't get overseas. But I know that we usually, and I say we, I mean me and Dom, because we send them care packages every couple of months because it's just who we are. We usually send them a whole bunch of coffee and coffee crisps and whatever other crap we can think of we shove in there, or anything that I make. So we sent them a whole bunch of Eve North t-shirts that I had made, and then I like jersey logo style the back with their names on it, which I thought was pretty cool. But anyways, guys, we need to wrap up our stream, and we're gonna do things and more talking. And thank you to everybody else coming in. And we need to figure out who we're gonna raid. Who are we gonna raid, Delana?
I don't know who's streaming Eve right now.
Oh, Mr. Unlucky. He's only got 8 people right now.
Sure.
Oh yeah. He came and raided our show the other night.
Well, Mr. Unlucky is now lucky. Let's go.
Right.
Why is it not working?
The rating never works.
There we go.
There we go. All right.
What happened? I missed it. All the things. We talked about all the things.
You'll have to see this. I guess Redline usually puts these on YouTube. Right?
Watch us. Anyways, guys.
That's the vlog too.
Go to FanFest. That's the TLDR. Do it.
Bye.
If you can. Go. All right. Bye. See you next week. Bye. All right, bro.